and welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a good day. Okay, so real quick, this is from Chaz NBA. Title is Patrick Beverley finds out for the first time about Karl Malone and the 13-year-old. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do this is because every time I have brought up Karl Malone on this channel and I talk about how good of a basketball player he was, and then afterwards I'm like, yeah, but then again, all the crap that he did in the real world, like, I don't like singing his praises at all. You know what I mean? But I have to try to separate it as best as possible. Yes, he was one of the best basketball players of all time, but I have zero respect for him as a man. You know what I mean? So a lot of you guys don't get the context there. And, I see the questions, I see the comments, and I can't really reply other than saying, like, just look it up. But I always kind of feel bad when I do that. But that's because I don't want to say it on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get punished for that. So, I'm not the one who did these things, and I'm trying not to get shadow banned and all that stuff over here. So there's certain things that Google just does not like you talking about, and this is one of them. If anybody is sensitive to this topic, you've seen the title, click off now. Everybody else who wants to understand what the hell, why are all of us saying the same thing about Karl Malone? Well, this video is for you. The other thing that I'll say that is not in this title is also just like general creepy behavior, like what he did with Kobe's wife. You know what I mean? So like this is a case of like this guy is just this way, telling Vanessa like, why don't you come and be with a real man and stuff, and Vanessa having to tell Kobe about it, and then the two of them having problems. Like, not the best dude out there, not a dude you'd want to trust. Anyways, you guys, this is going to be Pat Bev's reaction to this. It's going to be interesting to watch. I'm not going to talk much about it, so I already did kind of talk about it on the intro. I'll probably talk about it on the outro. But as I always do, guys, this video from Chaz NBA is going to be linked down below in the description. You also see a list of channel members. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Here we go.
They were doing an all-time redraft with every single player in NBA history, and that's when Karl Malone's name came up, and here's the moment Patrick Beverley found out for the first time what Karl Malone did off-court with that 13-year-old.
Okay. What do you think about when Karl Malone gets included on teams like this, in games like this?
I like it. I mean, I think he's top 20 greatest players to play.
You think Karl Malone is?
Yeah.
But what about his off the court stuff? Does that factor in it at all?
No, I really don't know a lot of off the court stuff about Karl Malone.
He got a 13-year-old pregnant.
Wow, he really didn't know.
I'm going to go Oscar Robertson and Julius Erving.
You can't just drop that bomb and keep going, man. Damn. Yeah, he really didn't know.
Dr. J. Timeout? You need a timeout? A 30-second?
No, full.
Yeah, full. Yeah.
I need a full timeout. You wait a second.
Fair enough. I needed a full timeout the first time I heard about this too.
I have a question.
Talk to me.
When you say when you said 13-year-old pregnant, was he 16?
I think it was a grown-up. Let's check.
He was.
How old?
And it's not just this.
Malone
it's what he...
When he got a 13.
Yeah, real quick. It's not just the fact that he did it. It's how he treated her afterwards.
He was 20.
Yeah. He's an adult.
And he got a 13-year-old pregnant.
Yeah. We're not talking 18, 17. We're not talking he was 17 and she was, 15 or something like that. No, he was 20 freaking years old. And she was 13.
That doesn't seem cool to me.
No, it's not cool.
But yeah, you could draft him if you want.
Yeah, I ain't drafting him.
There it is.
Yeah, you didn't know that. I feel like that's not like a talked about story, you know?
Yeah,
Or maybe sometimes it is.
Yeah, it's because we're all kind of scared to do it, you know? It should be, though. It really should be.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't.
The kid did go on to go to the I think the NFL. Demetrius Bell was his name.
He did.
But I don't think Karl Malone was in his life at all.
No.
And he said he treats it like his mom went to the sperm bank.
That's the one right there, you guys. That's the one. Yep. That was the quote.
Was in his life at all. And he said he treats it like his mom went to the sperm bank.
So, in Karl Malone's mind, in this, Karl is the victim. You know? Karl is the victim because he probably ended up giving her a lot of money. You know what I mean? And that's disgusting. So yeah, you drop by the sperm bank. It's like insisting like she got lucky, that she got pregnant by Karl Malone at the age of 13, had to have this kid. Like, she got lucky out of this deal. No, dude, she's the victim out of this deal, you idiot. Like, Karl Malone, man, it's unfortunate. One of the greatest players of all time. I want nothing to do with him. Man, look at Pat Bev. Talk about a reaction.
Wrong. I am. That threw me the fuck off. Like, I don't.
It did for me too. It still does.
Yeah, that's bad.
Is this true? And this is documented?
Yeah. In fact, when the All-Star game was being hosted by Utah, what was this, just like 2 years ago, I think? 3 years ago? There was a lot of controversy with Karl Malone being any part of it, which he was, but a lot of people were trying to stop that from happening because, yes, this is very true. This is very documented.
True and documented.
Was the exercise drafting these guys or the exercise the Karl Malone? That's my next question.
No. Karl Malone just kind of, when you're having these types of drafts, Karl Malone, second leading scorer of all time? I mean, was it Richard Jefferson just saying that like Karl Malone's better than Charles Barkley or something because he was more disciplined? And it's hard to even talk about Karl Malone without having this conversation.
It is.
It's in the back of my mind every time.
Yeah, because no matter what, we're going to be biased. It's only human nature at this point to have hatred for a person like this. So then it really makes, every time I compliment Karl Malone in a basketball context, I kind of want to throw up a little bit, It is hard. It's hard to talk about him. Real quick story. Actually, I'll tell it for the outro.
About him.
I didn't even know this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing, Ron. I didn't know this at all. So,
you never heard this?
No.
That was before your time.
Disappointing. In Karl Malone, not you.
Yeah, get him off your team. He's going to try to sleep with everyone's wives anyways.
Okay,
Wow, what a reaction. Okay, before I forget, the story I wanted to tell was, it's a real life story that directly has to do with exactly what they're talking about here. And this ain't on YouTube. This is actually in person, face to face at my house. Me and a couple of my buddies. This was, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago at this point. We're all kicking back, having some drinks, having a good old time like we usually do. And somehow the conversation got brought up of the top 30 players of all time in NBA history. So here we are. We're going down the list. What about this guy? Yeah, what about this guy? What about this guy? And we are in the deep 20s. And my buddy brings up, well, what about Karl Malone? And I'm like, oh yeah, 100% Karl Malone. And then we all kind of look at each other, and I'm like, but I hate putting Karl Malone on his damn list. And then the conversation kind of sways to that, you know? Like, one of my buddies didn't know the story, so we had to bring up the context, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, in a situation like that where we're all having drinks and having a good old time, it was basically like, no, this guy's an actual like POS, you know, like scumbag, and this is why. And we talked about it, and it was like, at the end of it, we basically just ended it with just, yeah, fuck Karl Malone. But he is one of the greatest 30 players of all time. He is. But it's disgusting. So even in the real world, off the YouTube game and all that, it's still uncomfortable to talk about. Because you think Karl Malone, and then you see the highlights in your head. And you see the records and all that. And then like immediately it switches to, oh, but this, and this. And then afterwards, it's just like that spiral leads you to just, I don't want to say anything nice about him. That's as simple as it is. So anyways, you guys, that's all I really have to say about this. Like I said, this was really just for the large group of you guys who don't know why so many of us find it very hard to say anything nice about Karl Malone, because he's not very nice himself. So now you guys know, I'll never revisit this again. I'll never talk about this again. And we're going to move forward tomorrow with something different. Okay. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, guys, I'm out of here. If you want to check out Chaz NBA, the link is down below. Great channel, by the way. I'm out of here, you guys. Like the vid, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And most importantly, stay away from Karl Malone. I'm going. Be water, my friends. Peace out.